I don't think I have to say anything. You've done it all for me, Michael. Thanks for the introduction. And to you and Leanne, congratulations again on another great event and an outstanding publication. There was discussion before about custodians of spaces, and you guys truly are custodians of our industry and do such a fabulous job, and we're very lucky to have you. Also, just from my perspective, hearing from all of my peers today has been very uplifting, and it's very easy to get drawn down in all of the negative sentiment that we're currently facing, but there's so much great stuff happening across our sector, and it's something, with the leaders that have been talking today, our industry's in really, really good hands, and it's something we should feel all very proud of. Whilst there has been a lot of noise across the market in the last year's been a very, very strong year for the Charter Hall platform. Over the last year alone, our funds under management has grown to over $28 billion, as Michael mentioned. That's a growth of 20%, and it's not a one-hit wonder. Over the last 5 years, we've averaged fund growth of 23% per annum. So we see this as a reflection of our active management approach, with significant acquisition, divestment and redevelopment activity across our core sectors, namely office, retail, industrial, and more recently we've entered the social infrastructure space via our acquisition of the Folkestone Education REIT, which is listed on the Australian Stock Exchange. So with all of that in mind, our strategy is to harness our cross-sector relationships and grow alongside our tenant customers across all of our key sectors. So that's our core focus across our platform. Looking specifically at retail for a minute, we continue to grow our non-discretionary convenience-focused portfolio across two streams. Firstly, our single-tenant long WALE assets, and secondly, in shopping centres with our convenience-based supermarket-anchored retail centres. In the single-tenant long WALE space, this sees us partner with market-leading businesses, including the Wesfarmers-controlled Bunnings business in the hardware space, where we hold in excess of $1 billion of Bunnings properties, and in the liquor and hospitality space with the Woolworths-partnered ALH hospitality business, where we hold nearly $1 billion of properties. And it's very clear that both of these retail businesses, by any standard, are world-class retailers and are great partners for us to have. In the convenience retail shopping centre space, our ASX-listed CQR fund, which has been listed for some 25 years now, has been very active in recomposing its portfolio over the last 2 years. And we've had significant activity across dispositions, acquisitions and redevelopments in order to make sure that portfolio is in the best possible position it can be. Interesting to note, 2 years ago, the fund held some 75 assets worth $2.8 billion. And today, the portfolio is still valued at $2.8 billion, but we hold significantly less assets at 58 across the country. This has seen our average asset size increase by some 30% over the period, and we believe significantly improves the quality of earnings that we're striving for across the portfolio. Also, our operating metrics have continued to improve over the last 12 months, and with our reporting of our half-year results last month, we were able to talk to significant supermarket sales growth from Coles, Woolworths and Aldi at over 2.7%, and now with half of our 71 supermarkets in turnover rent. The work that's being done by Coles, Woolworths and Aldi domestically is outstanding, and the Australian consumer is truly spoilt for choice when it comes to supermarket retail here in Australia. And across our portfolio, we're now generating in excess of $3 billion in supermarket sales, and that's something that we're very, very proud of. In the specialty leasing space, which is critically important in the current marketplace, we've continued to print positive leasing spreads of 1.9%, with nearly 200 new leases and renewals completed over the half year. And our specialty tenants are predominantly serviced by food, general retail and service-related businesses. Footfall, as Greg mentioned, is something that's important to all of us, and our footfall across our portfolio now is in excess of 150 million customer visits per annum. So all of this for us at the half year, as I just spoke about earlier, has generated 2.1% net property income growth, and that growth in income is something that we are really focused on across our whole platform. So in closing, we hold the view that our focus on non-discretionary and convenience-focused retail and our portfolio and our focus will provide resilient and robust earnings for our investors, and that's our purpose. Thanks, Michael.